Welcome to Transforming with Carol. My name is Carol, a transformational speaker, writer, blogger, unmovable optimist, serial entrepreneur, and I'm here to help you become the best version of yourself in your personal life as well as your business. Today we are talking multiple streams of income. Stay right there. Welcome back. So today we are talking multiple streams of income. One thing I want to remind you guys is that if you really look into the lives of people that have achieved a certain level of success and monetary value, they have an average of 7 streams of income. What are you doing with that one stream of income? Or 2? You need to spread the net so wide, especially in times where the world is going through some sort of recession. You need to be at a point where you are netting in from different things. And we're not saying that you go out there and just invest in everything, but we're saying that look to ways in which you do not just have one source of income or 2 sources of income. I mean, if you do have that, little number, that's not a problem, depending on the net amounts that are actually trekking in. Now, when we talk about multiple streams of income, we're not asking you to be at a point where you're like an octopus. We are literally at a point where we are telling you, listen, master one thing, go into the other, do your research, do your homework, but don't just sit there. For the majority of the people, especially in my country, in Zambia, a lot of people rely on, their 9-to-5 jobs, but that is not what really pushes you. You understand? You need to be at a point where whatever it is that your skill set is, you need to spread it wider. Whatever it is that you do, you need to think bigger. What are your goals? What are your plans? What are the things that you are writing down to be a better version of yourself? What are the things that you want to achieve? And how are you going to achieve them if you just constantly wait for 30 days to pass by? A lot of people get to a point where they want to be like 40 or 50 and they start regretting at the many decisions that they could have made. Don't be at that point. Be at a point where you're actually looking into to say, where is my money going to go? Now, when it comes to you being at a point of understanding what multiple streams of income can do for you, they sort of give you that peace. It gives you a sense of security. It doesn't matter if you're going to transition from being, an employee to being an entrepreneur to being a business owner. Because remember, at the end of the day, not everybody was called to be an entrepreneur. But the entrepreneurship skills, what entrepreneurship brings, is something that will always be at value. And value, always culminates into money. And everybody needs money. It doesn't matter if you are an employee or if you're an entrepreneur or if you're just somebody that's just sitting at home. The fact is you need money to do something, to get things, to buy goods and services, to trade out there. So start asking yourself, what opportunities have been presented before me? I constantly share this all the time. I'm always telling people, especially the young people, are you going to constantly wait for universities to open? Are you going to be at a point where you're waiting for your degree to work for you? Move from that mindset. I recently have been, exposed to this thing called the Graduate Code by Dr. Akan. And you need, search for the page on social media. We need to move from a place where we just have this one mindset of what it is that can be done. Start thinking to yourself, if I cannot get a job, what skills do I have to create jobs, to create employment? What are the things that you can do now as you wait for maybe that big break, as a lot of people, want to put it as such? But you need to be at a point to know that everybody has got something in them to offer. What is important is to sit down. I mean, you can get coaching, you can get mentorship. We do that here at CMTV. Be at a point of understanding what your self-development over the years can do for you. Now listen, this multiple streams of income journey has got nothing to do with where you are, how exposed you are, and when it comes to you being, whether your age is young or you're old. It's about your determination. It's about the things that you want to achieve. The determination that is on the inside of you is what will manifest on the outside. Start looking to your passions. Start looking to the things that you've always done. What are the things that people compliment you about? It's simple things like if you're a great cook, a great baker, maybe you know how to do, resumes well. Maybe you know how to connect people with jobs. Maybe you know how to work certain, equipment. Maybe you're a tech person, you are the geek. Think about it, how your awkwardness or the thing that you fear can actually bring you one stream of revenue. Be at a point where you invest in your passions as well, because a lot of times people want to wait for the occasional job. They want to wait for the traditional mundane tasks that are out there. Why can't you live life? Why can't you be at a point where you are stepping out of your comfort zone? There's so many opportunities out there. You guys know I've been in the network marketing industry, in the MLM business for over 10 years. And that is something that when you look back, it's a matter of finding what it is that works for you. Because everybody needs a little something. What is it that works for you? Do your due diligence, not just in the industry that I've just spoken about, but in everything that you put your mind to say, I want this sort of income. I want to, get to a point where I understand what it is that I want to do. I want money. Have that one goal that pushes you. So when you are looking at people who, they seem to be millionaires or billionaires, listen, they learned how to manage $1 before they could manage $1 million. What are you doing with 100 kwacha? What are you doing with 100 rands? What are you doing with that dollar in your hand? What are you doing with it? Because that will then determine the next steps that you will have in life. Greatness just doesn't come like that. Success just doesn't come like that. You have to work for it. A lot of times in my continent, we are so spiritual when it comes to all these things. Listen, God says He will bless the work of your hands. Not necessarily the what do you call it, the works of your prayer, how loud your prayers are, or the tasks and all these things that are given in the spiritual environments. Be at a point where you know that you need to get down on your knees. Get down on your knees to scrub the floor. Okay? Basically do work. You cannot get things on a silver platter. What you have not worked for will not have value. Okay? So be at that place where you're pushing yourself and you're really at a point of understanding, what is it that I can do? What opportunities have been laid out for me? And remember, what you do not know anything about, don't be quick to criticize. Sit down, ask, research before you go making a very solid decision that you cannot go a certain direction. And just because other people failed in a certain industry or in something that you are interested in does not mean that you're going to be a failure. Learn to look at why some people failed. Learn to understand why some people don't get to where they want to be. What is your vision? What is your how? That will then determine the things that you want to do. Because remember, somebody who's had 100 kwacha experience and somebody who's had $1 million experience will not speak the same of the same industry. So be at a point of understanding what it is that you want. But multiple streams of income are a safety net, a security net when it comes to you moving forward when times are rough, like the seasons that we're in, or any other time. It's just great to have that. Push that one thing that will be in front of you and the rest can be in the background. Master it, okay? Be a skilled person when it comes to that thing that you're pushing. Make sure you understand the ins and the outs. If you need to get people who are more competent in that area to teach you about certain things, get to that place. But multiple streams of income are for everybody. And don't leave the little ones out. Start teaching them. I personally teach my kids how to do business. I teach them how to not be reliant. So the day that they leave, their university, they're not going to be relying on which application has been accepted and which interview went well or not. They still know that regardless, as they pursue certain traditional norms, they can still make it on their own. People will always buy into you before they buy into your product or service. So what are you speaking? What are the things that you're showing? What are the things that you're consistent with? That is what will take you to the next level of greatness when it comes to you understanding why we need multiple streams of income, because you can have 30 of them and you are not even, cemented in any one of them. So I hope that today's episode has helped somebody out there. This is something that I really love. So get onto my page, Caro Mushota Transformation TV on Facebook. Let's get chatting on Instagram, Twitter, Periscope, YouTube. It's at Caro Mushota TT. We need to be at a point where we start thinking beyond the boardroom, beyond the desk, beyond the laptop. Let's get into the place where we can, take up opportunities and just change the nation, change the world, change the countries that we're in for better. So I look forward to hearing from you. So until the next episode, it's bye-bye.